All right, I'm back, you guys, and I'm really sick, but I have to make this video for you. And do not tell me I need to rest because I love y'all, okay? I was sad. YouTube has been cucking us. That's why the streams, starting, I think it was like Tuesday, we didn't get on, or yesterday, and then today I got sick. So we had the chat up. I was on at 7 a.m. I just fell asleep, and we had the chat popping off. But I came back on a little later, and I know you guys' post notifications are acting weird, so make sure you have that checked up. But realistically, just come, just check every hour on the stream. You'll see it. But we are going to be on early tomorrow. I'm going to make it there again. We're going through some speed bumps here. We got the weather coming in, the end of the month. Maybe I could blame the government shutdown. I don't know. But if you guys are new, stock market videos, yeah, I don't know. I'm too tired to even say that. You guys could probably fill in the blank. But let's talk about earnings and predicting earnings, and why. Oh, see, I see it on my high low ticker right now. See, I have that on the other computer. But Starbucks, Starbucks. See, Starbucks got clobbered today. I might want to play it. I could show you guys here live, what is going on with the option chain and how to predict. Not really how to predict, but how to see what the market is telling you about options. Now, I've made a video on this, so you guys have probably seen me talk about this, but I want to talk about this. Just really, it's always an important refresher for everybody coming into the earnings, because you could, a lot of people, this was sparked even today when I did wake up and I was looking in the chat, I was talking with someone, they were saying how they brought up like Disney and in a few of these options, they brought up the strike prices, and I said they were decent strike prices. They were all around decent, right? But I was wondering, what made you think the stock would go there? What made you think Disney's going to move 6-7%? And also was the date and the timing. So one, before earnings, make sure you guys are very cautious on your dates. If you are going to pick a strike price and it's close to the money, you're not going to need as much time because you'll be in the money. However, if you're trying to make an earnings play and you're trying to say it's going to move 10% out of the money and it's, the contract expires 3 days later, that's going to be a losing play almost 9 out of 10 times, unless something crazy happens. And if that is what you're expecting, those are the plays you play after the company reports. And that's something I should probably say too. Looking at the end of this video, when you see the expectations and when you guys are able to apply this homework, I guess, more or less for yourself, you can make your judgment and your decision on how is it going to be realistic? Should I play it now or should I just play it after earnings? And that's what I'm saying. I think in this environment, and that might be the case, we just saw Texas Instruments report. Where they at? They went up, but you look at the play, obviously puts the calls, but take a look. Some of these calls, again, if you went short duration, right, and you didn't get there, 103, the stock was, it moved up $6, so it was at what, $97? You could have got it this morning at 8 cents, went up to 28 cents, 50. It was just back down at 7, but we could go up one more strike. Let's take a look. Again, these are the plays that you could have played after the earnings, where they didn't really, it's not like they gapped up too much. Again, and that's what I'm trying to show you here. They weren't gap up plays. Some of them were, Some of the plays you could see they really just gapped up straight off the bat. Let's see, is there anyone? Not really. Yeah, even Texas Instruments, you could have played all of these pretty much after earnings. So we're going to see how Intel and all those play out. But now let's get to the option chain. This is what I want to show you guys. We'll use Intel. But what you do is look at, there's two ways to take. It's based on the dates of the contract as well as the strike price. But all you're doing is taking how much you're paying for the contract. So you got to understand what's happening here. This is the option chain, right? This is the market. This is the stock exchange. Everybody's coming together and they're offering prices. So the computers and everybody have come to the logic. They're saying, hey, I will agree to sell you 100 shares of Intel for $49.50 a share, and I will pay you, if you give me $1.38 a contract, or $138 for that deal. And what's Intel at now? $49.77. So this one's already in the money, right? So this one, you already have 20 cents intrinsic value, so you could subtract that from the premium, and that's what I'm just going to do here. And we're going to do, I'll do a few examples. I'm going to do one after this, or 2 or 3 more, so you guys could hang along. And again, if you have questions, just put them in the YouTube. We'll go over this on stream. Some of you, this clicks. Some of you already know, but at the same time, too, if not, don't worry about it. But so it's what, 25 cents in the money, 49.50. So what we're gonna do is just take. Let me get my calculator. No, not calendar. Calculator. Awesome. So you guys, and I'm doing this, some of you guys could probably easily do the math, but what I'm saying is 50 cents in the money, meaning you have the right to buy it at 49.50, the stock's at 49.75, so it's 25 cents higher. So that contract is going to have 25 cents value that you're not, that's not premium. You're actually purchasing that's already in the value. So take away what? 137 minus 25. You're going to be left with about 112. So that's how much premium you're paying. And then take a look here. Out of the money. Isn't that ironic? After we subtract that amount, out of the money, pure out of the money, no intrinsic value for the 50, which is right now, I believe, 25 cents out of the money instead of 25 cents in the money, you're getting around the same price on the ask. So one, that's pricing for you, right? But now what this is, both of those contracts, what it's saying is that if that's what the market maker's charging by January 25th, that's the expiration day, that's the break even. The market's going to close in 15 minutes and Intel is going to report. They're pretty much saying they expect it to go $1.10, $1.11. Otherwise, if they expected it to go less, they would charge less, or if they expected it to go more, they would charge more. But they're saying at that point, people are willing to sell it at that price because they don't think it's going to move more than that. And, do the math on that. If it's going to move $1.12, what? Think about it. $1.75 is 3.6%, but $1.12 divided by what? 49.71? About 2%. So the market is expecting 2% at the money. So anything 2% would be expected for tomorrow, Friday. So we could even check how does that now relate to the Februarys. The Februarys are $1.50 out of the money, so it's the same thing. You see the market is expecting that on the upside. Now what if we did the calculation on the downside too as well? 49.50. So these are out of the, it's expecting a little bit more on the downside, but let me give you guys another example with Starbucks, and hopefully I could already feel myself going quick through this, but I want to make sure you get the underlying point is that by seeing the at the money price and by seeing the break even, you will be able to determine what or you could get at least an idea of what the market is expecting for earnings, because otherwise, that brings up the question: is there mispricing? Well, yes, essentially, this is how I go about it on earnings sometimes, because now. But then that's where it's like, okay, there isn't no secret formula for this, but it is the question of if the market is pricing in 3-4% on an earnings move, what are the chances it's going to do more than that? So Intel has already moved up 3% today. So if it's pricing in 2% more for tomorrow, what are the odds of that? And who's safer on that? You got to understand the market makers, the ones selling this, and that's why they put it at these prices. They're the ones with the better odds of making money and succeeding on it. So that's something interesting to watch out for. What's the next one? So here's Starbucks, and let's take a look. So Starbucks is trading at 66.10. Wait, is it? Yeah, 65.10, excuse me. So these are about 40 cents out of the money, and they're charging $1.28 for that. Wow. So in the money is 65 cents. So these are about 10 cents. So $1.40. About $1.42, $1.40 is the expected move by then. So like if we do the math on that, right? $1.40 divided by what's it at? 65? 2%. Wow. So Starbucks might be a better play. See, so again, you see in real life now when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, Starbucks might move more than 2%. And you're looking here though, it did 58 to 42. That's like what? $4 or $5 last time off of 58, that was, again, you could see these would be good moves. The market pretty much, and even then, the market's pretty much pricing small moves, but Starbucks is in a similar situation as Intel. And I don't know if this is unique or interesting. We're going to see, but the stock's already moved 2% now. So if it's pricing in at 2% on the chain, really, these are like 5% option moves, or 5% moves on earnings. So that's what I'm keeping my eye out for. That's what I'd look at. But again, same thing on the put side now. Here's the next level of the equation. You could tell puts are naturally going to be more expensive. That's just the nature of the stock market and options. But what you could grab from here is that how much cheaper are the puts. So in this case, 65. Actually, the puts are about the same price. Scarily. So you are actually having more premium on the call side, believe it or not. Because if the puts and calls are the same price, then that means the puts should be. I'd expect the puts to be more expensive. Interesting. Yeah. Wow. So putting this into perspective, I think it's going to be a good earnings. I actually don't have any plays on neither of these. I think I'm just going to play these after. I think they could surprise. I think Starbucks has something more going with it, cheaper. I think there's more pricing errors on Starbucks, which hopefully we'll see after this. But again, you guys see it. I could be wrong with it, but I'm not confident enough to play it. But small expected earnings. These are all small expected earnings. And from here, though, now I could get a judgment of, okay, you guys see what I'm saying is like, no, someone wanted to play Disney. Let's do that last example on Disney so I could wrap it up here. So you could see, if you're saying, I think Disney's going to go to 114 by February 15th, this is 2 weeks. Pretty much, you got to understand what's priced in on there. Right now, it's at 110. 10 with 40 cents in the money, so the stock's at 294 minus 40 cents. It's expecting a $2.50 move. So the market's saying right now, based on everything today, even earnings, and again, this is where things could change. If the stock changes, the stock market, the price, anything, these expectations change with it. But essentially, what is being said here is that they expect Disney to move about $2.50 come February 15th, which I believe encompasses their earnings. So putting this into perspective now, you have to ask yourself, well, if that's what the market's expecting, by then, what's the probability of it going to like a 115? You see, even then, a 115.80, you have to add 80 cents to that. That is saying, do the math on there, 115.80, that's your break even, right? Minus 110.43. And again, the market, we haven't even done the expectation. This is yours, $5.37 divided by, 110.43. You're expecting about 4.8%, which isn't that bad, honestly. But again, now, what is Disney expected to move? You see, 250 off of 110 now, divided by. Wait, did I mess that up? I think I messed that up. I think I messed all of them up. So 250 divided by 110. All right, so about 2%. So it's expected to move 2%, but then that's the thing, we looked at Starbucks and Disney. Disney isn't one that really, that's a big move. That moved $6. That's around kind of what we're expecting here. So it can move, it cannot. But again, now the whole idea is if the market is expecting 2%, and I know now if you could get me justifiable reason why Disney can move 5%, and again, seeing what it's done, that could be it. And we could look at the put side too. I think the put side now, looking at Disney's puts, I would say the puts are more realistic actually, because again, the 110s, they're 40 cents out of the money, so these are a little bit more expensive. That's why you see they're at the same, that 240 price, but they're not at the money, which is a big difference. No, these are 40 cents in the money. So yeah, these are 40. These are about cheap as well too. You could. These ones to say they're going to go back to 102, which is now a bigger like a 6% move or something. That's more realistic than on the upside, I would say, surprisingly. And I might actually look at those now that I think about it. Amazon's ripping. I don't want Amazon to rip. I sold premium on that, but anyways, I'll leave it at that. I like some of these Disneys. I think I might open this up. Maybe, you see, we'll look at these. I might grab some of these. We'll take a look, but I think these will be some good ones to look at over earnings. But hopefully that explains some of this option pricing for you guys. I don't know. If you guys have questions, let me know. If that was mumbo jumbo, let me know as well too. Forgive the sickness, but I'm going to see you guys on stream tomorrow. I'll try to push out some videos today. If not, no worries. We might do we did a late night stream. I think I might do that. I've been sick, so I'm watching my YouTube videos, I'm watching my news. If you guys want to do that with me, I can just turn the stream on and I can chat along with you. But just stay in tune with me, baby. Follow the Instagram too. I don't know, a bunch of stuff. I love y'all. Good night. Peace.